Hello humans and lizards, people, according to David Icke. There's a few of you out there. Just had breakfast, just left the Bluebelly Inn. A bit later than we expected. We left about 8:15, 9:15 I should say. This is probably one of our most serious treks, taking into consideration Borrowdale to Patterdale, where we went to Grasmere. Instead of stopping at Grasmere, we carried on to Patterdale. We did 17 miles and 2 very big climbs. Today we do 20.5 miles, and it's up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, all the way over the moors, Yorkshire moors, to Blakey Ridge, which is basically a pub on a hill where we're staying tonight. Quite looking forward to this walk. Really looking forward to getting into the moors. We had a small taste of moorland coming out of Shap to Kirkby Stephen. Only a couple of miles, but it's very desolate, it's nice. So as long as we don't see any other walkers, we know there's a couple already on the route that we're taking our route. So we're sort of letting them push ahead a little bit so we don't have to deal with them. It's a lovely day. It rained last night, but today's nice. It's supposed to be a bit crap tomorrow, but we can deal with that then. So where was I? So yeah, apart from the distance and the ups and downs, the moors should be quite nice. Ronnie's nursing particularly nasty blister. How's your blister? Painful. So, might take us a while to complete this today. So, I'm sure you'll see some views that we'll show you as and when along the route. Must be quite nice watching this, because bing, blink of an eye, and 4 miles and 5 miles have been passed, and you get to see the sights. Whereas we have to do the walking with a big rucksack, which I swear to God is not 16 kilos. That is a lie. Physics is lying to me. Anyway, updates to follow, people. About 45 minutes into the walk, getting our first taste of moorland. A little bit damp underfoot. Don't know what you can see in the distance there, but there's one of our foes in the distance there. Oh, that is the Three Amigos. 3 guys that were in the pub last night with us. Not the Devonshire duo, another trio that we've found. 2 of them which are fairly nice normal people, one of them which is a knobhead. When I said I was from Leicester, he was from Yorkshire. He thought we should never have got Richard III. I was going to throw my toast at him. He also looks a lot like Mark Waite, which is strangely odd. As you can see, what I've got going on here is quite sunny. 101 uses for a buff. An old fishing hat and a buff makes an instant Legionnaires cap. Plus, it looks pretty cool. How about that? Nice views down there to the Vale of Mowbray, where we walked across yesterday. 20 miles of flat. Now it's all about the hills. Thanks for following, peeps. We're on top of Live Moor after a big climb up through some stone steps. Heading off in that direction over the moors. It's lovely up here. But over there, I don't know if you can see or not in the distance, that is a shimmering glimpse of the North Sea. That is our first view of coastline, having come from that direction, west, 12 days ago. Well, not 12 days ago, 10 days ago. All the way to the east coast. Exciting times. So, still got a big walk ahead of us. We're only a couple of hours in. But yeah, just thought I'd give you a glimpse of the coastline. We're in this direction and then curling around to it over today and the next 2 days. We've got about, let me think, 15, 28, 29. We've got about 35 to 40 miles to go in the whole walk. So we've really broke the back of it now. Once we get today's big walk out the way over the moors, we're pretty much on the downhill. A few miles, 13 miles, our second shortest walk to Grosmont, and then it's 15 miles then on up to the coastline just south of Whitby, and then we follow the Skeleton Coast, which I've sort of done that walk already with Rach and Alyssa, from Whitby down into Robin Hood's Bay, which is about 6 miles, all down the coast to dip our feet in the North Sea. So, the rest of the moors to come. All the moors are about, people. desolate moorland to one side. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And then just epic views to the other. We're going to see the sea once we get up there. Yeah, down that way. Yeah. We go up here and then across and down. Yeah. In that direction eventually. Beautiful scenery, people. Birds, grouse, everything around here.
Painful feet.
Painful feet, beautiful scenery. That's how it is. Halfway nearly.
No, that village there is actually a model village.
Yeah, it's not even real.
It's only about 3 metres away. It just looks.
It
really
looks.
small.
That's right. Yeah, and you can actually, I could reach out and pull those little trees up, matchstick trees. All the rapeseed in the fields, like little patchwork. Farms.
See over there.
It's probably the best views we've had actually since doing this walk. Say this about the moors is when you're up in the lakes, obviously the views are fantastic, but all you can see are the Lake District. You can only see the mountains, where when you come to the moors you're so high up in comparison to everything else, you get pretty much 360 views once you get to the high points of a lot of the UK. It's beautiful. Peeps. Halfway point. Some on the lens there. Halfway point. This is the Lordstones Cafeteria. You're just shy of halfway. In the Yorkshire Moors. Obviously there's a car park, visitor centre and that sort of malarkey. The reason that you're getting a view of this is because there's somebody famous here. Or should we say infamous, notorious. I'm going to show him to you. You tell me who you think it might be, or is. Secretly, zoink. Can you see that? I don't think you can see that at all. That there. Here's Rolf Harris in the house. I don't think you can see it, but believe me, he's there with an elderly lady and a young girl. No, scratch that last bit. That's libelous. Quite windy up here, so I might have to shout. This is the highest point of our moorland walk. Down there, amazing views. You see the North Sea over there, that's Middlesbrough and the North Sea. Following the coastline all the way across, and we're going over there through the rest of the moors, which have been brilliant. It's been a tough day so far. We're just over halfway now, but it's been well good. My favourite day so far, even though it's been tough. Today's fantastic. Loads of people out. It's a sunny bank holiday Monday. Ronnie's on his way up. So I'm going to wait here for him because I ran up. It's so good. What's that coming over the hill? Is it a Ronster? Is it a Ronster? Ronnie's suffering with his blister at the minute, but he's just pushing through it like a legend. You can see the sausage on his back there. That's the cover of the tent. Here he comes. He looks like he's not enjoying it, but he is. Alright? See, loving every step. Blister? Quad? Foot. Enjoy that? Big smile for the camera. How about them apples? He is enjoying every step. Keep videoing this, I don't know why, but it's just epic. This is the greatest views we've had. Just right out up to the north. It's incredible. Still in the moors. Still a beautiful day. This has turned out to be an epic day. My favourite day so far. It's been lovely. We've sort of left the commercialisation of the moors behind now. As we've gone through all the car parks and the visitors centre bit, and we're pushing on now. The only people that seem to be sort of coming this way are people doing the Cleveland Steamer. I can't stop calling it the Cleveland Steamer. The Cleveland Way, which is a walk that takes in the Yorkshire Moors all the way up to just above Whitby and then right down the coast. And the people doing the coast to coast, which is so far just us. that we've seen. So this is what I expected the moors to be like, which is basically just desolation as far as the eye can see, and it's really lovely actually. It's quiet, so quiet, apart from me and Ronnie and his bowel movements. Just saying how your bowel movements keep breaking the silence. So yeah, updates to follow. We have been told that the road sort of just stretches out as far as your eye can see until you hit Blakey Ridge. So I just thought I'd give you an idea of the sort of solitude that we're in at the minute. I'm sure I'll update when we get to Blakey Ridge, which is about 6 miles away, Ronnie? About 6 miles away. This is what we've nicknamed Outrun Alley. Or I've just nicknamed it Outrun Alley. We've been walking across this straight road across the moors now for the last... We've got about 2 or 3 miles left now. So it's always the hardest. But it's been a straight long trudge. But this is like a computer game that some of you may remember, and an arcade game called Turbo Outrun, where you're driving a car down a road. But the graphics were so poor back in the day that the scenery never changed. We've been walking towards this hill on this road for the last bazillion hours, and it's not ever getting closer. It just eludes us with every step. Same background, same scenery, no frame of reference. We don't know how fast we're going. It is like hell. It is like just being on a travelator and not moving. Anyway, we're nearly there. Maybe another 50 minutes we're hoping and we'll be there. Okay peeps, we finally made it past the Turbo Outrun road, a couple of miles further down. Time's now 25 to 6. Quite a long day, 20 miles. We did stop for about an hour and a half total. Can you hear that? Hear that? Sounds like someone trying to tune in a transistor radio. That's those up there. Look like bats. And they're lapwings. They've dive bombed the moors. Anyway, we've got about another quarter of a mile to go. In the distance there, that's our destination. That is pretty much what Blakey Ridge is. That is the Lion Inn, where everybody's stopping point usually is. So there it is. We'll be there in about 20 minutes. Yeah, it's been a nice day overall. This last few miles, as it usually is, especially when it's just straight track, it's just dull. Even though the views are lovely and there's nice wildlife, it gets to a point where you can see where you're headed and it never comes. And the road's just the same all the way. There's no ups and downs and variations. The mind just goes a bit dull. But this is the last of our big days. Tomorrow is an easy 13.5 miler. Can't believe I can say that, 13.5 miles is easy. But it is in comparison. It's the second shortest day. It takes us over the last part of the moors and down to the bottom of the moors, which is the first proper village close to the moor we're going to come across, which is Grossmount.
Grisdale first.
Grisdale, then Grossmount is our finishing point. Grisdale, we'll have some lunch. And then from Grossmount, it's the 15 miles to Robin Hood's Bay.